If you want to scale your business without burning out, this video is for you, because I want to share the rules behind a self-managing business. Actually, 14 rules of a self-managing business. I've helped hundreds of businesses to work on becoming a self-managing business. Now, that doesn't mean it's a self-leading business. You are still basically overseeing the business, but you're not in the day-to-day anymore. You are not in the daily operations because you've removed yourself so that you can work on the business rather than working in the business all the time. So, do you own your business, or does your business own you? Now, I have been at the place where the business that I created owned me more than I, if I'm honest, owned it. And that's actually where most founders start basically a company for freedom, but end up at exactly the same spot in the same place that I ended up. So there are different rules, there are different designs that we need to get in order to build a different kind of a business. And this video will give you 14 rules to really build a self-managing business, design it from the ground up. Rule number 1, if your business depends on you, you don't own a business, you own a job. It starts with a mindset. If you have to be honest, I had to look myself in the mirror and I had to say, my business depends too much on me. And so I have a job, maybe it's a good paying job, but I don't have the freedom, I don't have the flexibility, I actually don't own the business owns me. So that's basically really the first shift. Freedom starts when you design yourself out of the daily operations and let systems and people take over what used to hold you in the daily operations. These two basically words, systems and people, they have to come together, and that's how you really can remove yourself. Only focusing on one is a problem, but building a self-managing business where you actually have great systems, working with great people, this will make all the difference. But it starts with a mindset. Rule number 2, a self-managing business is designed for freedom, not just profits. Okay, we know there is a big difference to just be in business for the money. And I understand in the beginning, it's all about the money. We have to pay the bills. Okay, profits keep the business alive. But freedom keeps you alive. It's not about the business, it's about the business owner. If you have really kind of risk, if you've taken the step to build a business and kind of venture out, then basically it's about how you sustain your life and your work over time. So your business, your family, your health, your whole life will not just kind of break down because of being focused too much on the money rather on the life. So you really want to design for freedom and not just for profit. Now, I talk a lot about how to actually increase our revenue and how to make more profit, but it all has to function a higher purpose of really understanding that with the right freedom, we can create so much more. And profit is needed for freedom, but it's not the end goal. The goal isn't just to make more money, but to buy back your time, to create space, to think, lead, and live to really your full kind of potential. Rule number 3, never be the bottleneck. Remove yourself from daily operations. You are most probably, as the business owner, the bottleneck, and you basically are the biggest constraint in your business. And you have to realize that when you remove yourself, only then can you really scale, and your team can actually really work in their strength zones and in their full potential, because you are not holding them back. Okay, the moment your team has to wait for your approval, growth stops. And it really is because you are the bottleneck. So start asking, who can own this, instead of how can I do this faster? It's not just about you doing it faster. It's about somebody owning it and really kind of taking ownership to get it done. And that's how you begin to shift from operator to owner. So often we are stuck in operation mode because this has kind of built that first phase of our business, which was important, which was needed. Okay, you don't start a business basically from the boardroom with strategy. You really started with getting your hands dirty and getting the job done, selling something that sometimes you haven't even created because you just need a hustle in the beginning, but then it needs to shift. Rule number 4, if you can't step away for a month without issuing issues, your business isn't truly self-sustaining. That's a hard truth. And I have to be honest, there are some businesses even right now where I couldn't do that, but I know it's my goal. I know basically it's my telos, kind of what I'm aiming for, what I'm really working towards. And so it starts with maybe taking a week off or 2 weeks and kind of seeing where are the problems, what is going well, what is not going well, and how do we basically adjust. Now, if everything falls apart, that's not a problem. It's a diagnostic situation that you know, okay, we now know what the problem is. It basically shows you exactly where the systems are missing and where you are still too central. So you are still basically the bottleneck or the main constraint. Freedom comes from designing processes that work even when you are not there. Rule number 5, every task should be delegated, automated, or eliminated. We are starting basically, we want to delegate as much as possible as business owners. That's becoming our job. But at the same time, we want to see what can we automate. And then the first question always can we actually eliminate it so that we don't even have to delegate it or automate it. Okay, it does not, if it does not move the business forward, try to eliminate it. It's very normal that in business over time, we just get used to the stuff we are doing or we have done, and maybe it's not as successful anymore, but we still keep doing them. Start to eliminate stuff. If someone else can do it 80% as well as you, delegate it, okay? It's not about perfection. It's about getting things done through others. That's why 80% is good enough. It's repetitive. If it comes up over and over again, ask yourself, how can you automate it? And with automation, I mean, even putting it in a process, it could AI could help you. The tools like Zapier automation tools can help you, but it also would be maybe a certain prompt that somebody uses as part of the automation to actually get the job done. Okay, your time should be spent on what only you can do: thinking, designing, and leading. Okay, nobody can do the thinking, designing, and leading that needs to be done on the level of the business owner. Everything else you can delegate. You can't delegate basically that. Rule number 6, hire slow, fire fast, only keep high performers. Okay, a self-managing business is built on people who take ownership, not people who need micromanagement. Okay, so the key to the self-managing business is that you have the right people in place. And the problem that I often see in the companies we help and support is basically we hire fast. Okay, we need one yesterday, and so we hire our aunt's best friend who is looking for a job because we need one. And the problem is basically it's really a problem for the culture, because we are not actually seeing if they are qualified enough compared to other people on the market. Do we really want to hire them? And then at the same time, do they really fit into our team? Do they fit into our culture? And then the problem is we normally hire too slow. So we need to hire fast. So that basically protects your future in your business. When you realize in your gut this will not work out, you need to take action. And you need to make sure that you let people go. And there's a graceful way of letting people go, but you still need to let them go, or you are actually running into a big problem. So hire slow, fire fast, and not the other way around. Rule number 7, your role should shift from worker to strategist. That's an identity shift. In the beginning, because we built the business, we are very proud workers. We can get the job done, and nobody knows the job as good and as well and can do it as well as we can. But we have to move from worker to strategist. At some point, you have to stop doing and start designing. Thinking time is not wasted time. It's the most valuable time you'd ever spend. Let me say this again. Thinking time is not wasted time. It's the most valuable time you'll ever spend, because you actually have to start to think and strategize at some point in your business so that you actually can design something that works without you being there. Now you move from being in the weeds to seeing the whole field. all of a sudden. Rule number 8, a great team replaces you, not reports to you. Another mistake I often see, and I've done myself as well, leadership is not about control, it's about multiplication. So you can be very proud that everybody reports to you, and that's again a stage in your business, but it's not the final destination. It's not so much about them reporting to you, it's actually making sure that they are replacing you so that they take full ownership. The goal is not to be the smartest person in the room, it's to build a room full of smart people who don't need you. Okay, and if that has a problem with your identity, that would be a theme for another video. But imagine how great it would be that you have people around you who actually can make great, smart, good decisions, even if you're not there. A team that replaces you gives you freedom. A team that reports to you keeps you basically trapped. Rule number 9: your business should be a dashboard driven, not meeting driven. Especially basically in smaller, medium-sized companies, we forget sometimes that we need a dashboard, that we need to really be able to see how are we doing in order for the company to really, so that we can actually lead the company, not with the right feelings and always with the right meeting, but actually with data. So data can replace drama. A great way to say that. You don't need more meetings, you need visibility. You need to know where is everybody doing with their KPIs, with their numbers, with what you actually need to basically see to assess, is your business right now healthy? Is everything going well? Or is there a problem? A simple dashboard shows you sales, cash, leads, operations, gives you control without being everywhere. So basically you should get in 5 minutes a glimpse on how your business is doing this week, so you can breathe basically. And it's not about urgency and reacting, it's actually, you know, the facts. You can't manage what you can't measure. So make the numbers talk. Rule number 6, marketing must be automated. Leads should come in even when you sleep. Okay, this idea of hope marketing is not a strategy. We do some marketing and then we hope people come. It needs to be automated. It needs to have a system, and we need to have new leads come in. We will never, as business owners, really be able to relax if we don't know that there is an automated system for new leads to come in. Rule number 11, sales should be systemized. Every lead follows a proven process. You shouldn't be rely on luck to close a deal or only on your personality. Every lead needs to go through a structured path of discovery, qualification, proposal, follow-up. So you basically know when you put enough leads into your sales system, your sales process, you know that out of 10, maybe 1, 2, 3, depending on your industry and the way you set it up, you know, you have 3 or 4 deals closed, because there is a systematic approach to it and not just basically a luck approach, or how we so individualized approach that we never can test, tweak and improve it. So when sales becomes a system, not a personality, you can scale it. And that's how you actually can scale without burning out. Rule number 12. Your offer should be so compelling that saying no feels foolish. I believe a cornerstone of a self-managing business that we often don't talk about is that we create offers that are really gonna pull people in, because they will say, this is a great offer. So make your value so clear in your offer. And when I talk about an irresistible offer, or an offer that is really compelling, it's not about dumping the price, it's actually showing the value through the right communication of what people get when they really join your business, sign up for your services or buy your product, because there is a great offer. 13, think exit strategy. Your business should be sellable at any time. That's a great test. Even if you never plan to sell, build as if you will, because it will even give you the freedom to do whatever you want. If you want to sell one day, you actually have set it up in a way that that you can, because a sellable business is a well-run business. When somebody would look at our business and say, you know what, I want to buy this business, that really normally it is because they would say it is a well-run business, it's a self-managing business. Rule number 14, a business, and that's the last one, that runs without you is worth far more than one that needs you. Okay, buyers pay premium for independence from the founder in daily operations, because if the founder is too present, if the founder is basically it becomes a liability to whoever wants to buy your business, because they go like, okay, if you are hit by a truck, if you choose not to kind of be there, if everything rotates around you, actually your price is not going up, even though you feel like my value is so important. Actually your price is going down, because a buyer looks at it and says like, this is a liability, this is not an asset, if the business owner is too much in the constraint basically and the bottleneck in the business. So the moment your company can thrive without you, and I'm talking about you in the daily operations, okay, your options multiply. You can say keep it, scale it, or sell it. It's really up to you, but you basically create that freedom. Okay, these were my 14 rules to build a self-managing business. Now, let me say, it does not happen by chance. It's a process. It needs to be deliberate. It has to become by design. We all want it, but we don't just wake up one day and go like, oh, now it is a self-managing business. We need to work at it. Now, every rule basically moves you a step closer. If you want help, we actually have a great resource, and it's really affordable. Basically, we have the Self-Managing Business Roadmap Kit. If you go to freemeup.info, you can actually purchase the Self-Managing Business Roadmap Kit that basically gives you the complete roadmap and the complete framework, blueprint of building a self-managing business. I walk you through through kind of a pyramid with different steps of what is actually needed at each step to build a self-managing business. There's a whole master course with it. It comes with a bunch of bonuses and extra templates that will help you to actually build a self-managing business. So you are more than happy to go to freemeup.info if you want to grab that. Otherwise, on the channel, there's also a lot of more videos on actually how to build a self-managing business. But let's start with these 14 rules.